Good day, guys. It's season 7, episode 2 of the 360 show. It was a record-breaking week as we saw individuals raise the bar of the cricketing world. Records broken everywhere, left, right, and center, and we hear from the record breakers in this week's 360 show. Also, some results in the Test arena. It's 1-1 there between India and England. Also, South Africa trying to clinch that series in Zimbabwe, and also Australia, West Indies. That series is done and dusted. It's all in the 360 show this week. Let's go. It's the 360 view. I'm hitting the stopwatch right now. 360 seconds for the main topics of the week. Shubman Gill, the man of the moment. Captain Courageous, Captain Invincible. He has broken a lot of records, guys. I'll just mention a couple here. Most runs by an Indian batter in a single test match. That's 430 runs. Most runs against England in a test match. Most runs as captain in their first 2 test matches. He's broken a lot more. I'm not going to go through the full list. I'd much rather speak about the way he led and how he's found a way to help a relatively inexperienced India team dominate England, like I would say 90% of this test series so far. It is a shame to a certain extent that they only 1-1 in this test series. It should probably be 2-0, but for all Indian fans, do not get greedy. You'll take the 1-1. You take the great comeback from this team, as they've taken a lot of criticism leading into that second test match. Lots of pressure on team selection and other areas of their game as well. So fantastic to see that there's character in this young Indian side, led by a young captain, a captain who had very big boots to fill. And I say had because he is very quickly busy filling them. Yes, there's a long road ahead, but he showed in this test series that he has got what it takes to go all the way for Team India and to lead from the front. Here's a quote for you guys. Shubman Gill, I think there should be a little help at least. So remember I spoke about that not long ago. If the ball is doing something you enjoy playing, if you know there is only 20 overs of any help, and then you have to spend the rest of the day on the defensive, thinking how to stop runs. That is not entertainment, and it's not what Test cricket should be like. There should be moments, but then there should be enough in the wicket for the bowlers to come back in the game. Then flat moments, and that's the ebb and flow and the beautiful roller coaster of Test cricket, of all cricket, of life. And I fully agree with Shubman. That's what it should be like. So a very touching story from Akash Deep. We also saw Mohammad Siraj being quoted saying that Akash said, I don't want my fifer, you take that wicket. So also a team player, and just a very touching story, as he's had some personal matters to think of throughout this test match, but he's certainly brought out the best in him, brought out that fighting spirit, playing for something bigger than just himself. Fantastic story. As we move on to the next topic, West Indies and Australia dominating over there in West Indies. First test match was in Barbados, second one Grenada. I've played at both venues. Fantastic place to play cricket at. The crowd is just in love with the game over there in the Caribbean, and it is a great place to score some runs. But not a lot of runs has been scored by both the teams. And I say Australia have been dominating, but that is a bit of a exaggeration to a certain extent, as the West Indies certainly competed. They just lacked 1 or 2 batters to show a bit of character, to sympathise with the West Indies. They batted second in both the test matches, and perhaps the wickets got really low and slow and turning in those final innings. But I would say areas for worry for the Australians. I don't think they were their dominant selves. Yes, it shows 2-0 on the scorecard, and that's all that matters. But they will definitely have some areas where they'll want to focus on. Top of the order, Sam Konstas not looking like a good pick for now, but I know there's some time on hand for him, as he's also quoted saying, I don't want to judge myself innings by innings, and it's the right way to look at it. The right mindset, most definitely. Not even, I don't like the word judge. You should never be judging yourself, whether it's one test match or a test series. I think at the end of the day, there's almost a bigger thing you need to look at. How am I preparing for this test match? How do I feel? How am I moving? What's my impact like around the dressing room? What's my mindset like? Do I have outside noise sort of affecting the way that I'm playing? Those are the kind of things you need to tick boxes on, not judge yourself on. And A little bit worried about that word, as it feels to me that it is creeping in. The media pressure, people talking about his performance, his slow start, all the fancy shots maybe catching up with him now. And all those things play a role, as he's quoted saying, I don't want to judge myself after every innings, rather after every series. I don't think you should ever be judging yourself. You should just go back to the drawing board, keep working, keep ticking boxes, keep getting better mentally, physically, and in all facets of the game. Moving on, the SAT20 side then. Interesting, Rassie van der Dissen. Congratulations, captain, right on top of that list. I won't say I ever saw him as a T20 captain, but his performances has been so consistent over the last few years that he's knocked door downs as a white ball cricketer, especially in the T20 format. Very odd way of going about it. Sometimes really slow to start, sort of plays that cement role in the middle order, and then out of nowhere he can really explode. I like the look of him amongst some of the up and coming explosive youngsters in South African cricket. Corbin Bosch, Devil Brevis. You see the list there. Lots of excitement. Ruben Herman. It's great once again to see the SA20 star performers getting the nod, and it shows you that the selectors are looking at performers in that tournament, which is great. Luandre Pretorius also there. Naba Peter, the leg spinner. And we'll cover more of that as we get closer to that series. But an exciting look in that side. Let's talk about the Test series as I'm running out of time. That's not a good sound. I don't have much time. It's all about Wiaan Mulder in that Test series. It seems like South Africa will be clinching a 2-0 Test series victory. It's not over yet. The 360 seconds are up, and I have sort of run out of time as per usual. I apologize for that. But on this topic with Wiaan Mulder and South Africa declaring just after lunch, or actually at lunch, and Wiaan not getting the opportunity to surpass the great Brian Charles Lara with the highest test score of all time. I want to talk a little bit more about that. So I've hit the stop clock. I've been timed out. I will maybe get my punishment in the next show. I don't know. But let's talk about this quickly, guys. Records. What do you feel about records? I also want to hear your thoughts about this. What is the use of getting these big totals? Should he have gone on to get 500 and take a draw in the test match? Where do you draw the line at the end of the day? Brian Charles Lara, one of the greatest players of all time. Lots of respect for him. He had a huge influence on me and my life and my career. But that 400, the big 400, no one will ever forget. In a scenario where it was a draw, had he declared it 350, would there have been a result in that game in Antigua in 2004? I don't know. Where do you draw the line on personal performance, accolades, and team results? So I do like this declaration of Wiaan, but what I didn't enjoy is then coming out and saying the reason why we did it is because legends records need to stay in place. So the only guys he didn't surpass are Matthew Hayden, Brian Charles Lara, and Mahela Jayawardena. So what about the guys he passed 5 overs prior to that? The Sangakaras and Rahul Dravids and so many others. Are they not legends? What about your own countryman, Hashim Amla, breaking the SA record? I don't know. Very interesting statement that I don't know if I enjoyed that or if I like that. In my opinion, Kumar Sangakkara, average of 57, one of the greatest test players of all time. So maybe, did we think about that? It's just a weird statement. I don't know what to say with regards to this. I think he should have gone on to break the record. That is my humble opinion, but still making sure that we get a result in the test match. That is priority. Priority always will be get a result in the test match. I scored 278 not out. We were pulled off the field because we felt like we needed to come off to go and win the test match. We didn't end up winning the test match, not even close. But once again, that to me should be priority at all times. I think South Africa had another 50 overs, maybe even more to play with. Wiaan could have gotten, honestly, 500. Every single over that went by, the wicket got a bit slower, took a bit more turn. So it was playing into your hands. This was the one opportunity to really go and break the record, not by 20 or 30 runs, but by plenty more. Many thoughts come to mind. Please let me know what you think, and we'll discuss it more in depth in the next show. I'm not a big fan of records. even though I've got a few records myself, it's never been my drive. And that's why I've never enjoyed fans and cricketing lovers around the world putting too much emphasis on records, specifically in test matches. And these high scoring ones on dead wickets where you don't get a result, there's 8 or 10 test hundreds in one test match. It gets a bit ridiculous. And Shubman Gill was quoted saying as well, I like it when there's a bit of movement and the bowlers are always in the game. The batters who score 100 really work their backsides off to get their runs, but the bowlers also had to work to get their wickets. A bit of a 50-50 good balance test cricket wicket. That's the long and the short of it. I will discuss more about it. I think Wiaan has done exceptionally well. He's quickly turning into a wonderful all-rounder for South Africa. He's got many more test matches ahead of him. Hopefully a lot more ODIs and maybe even T20s as well, as I think he is an all-format player, but we'll wait and see if he can knock that door down in all formats. All right, let's move on to AB Reacts. Welcome to AB Reacts, a bit of news about different things, maybe Formula One or football, tennis, as Wimbledon is taking place as we speak. I'm a big follower of Djokovic, also enjoy Sinner and a few other players. It's turning out to be a great Wimbledon, as a lot of big seeds are under pressure and seem to be sort of out of form, or are some of the youngsters getting better and knocking on the door of taking some of the big heads down? We saw Djokovic having to work hard against Alex de Minaur, and also Sinner got very lucky against Dimitrov, where Dimitrov unfortunately got injured, but I really enjoyed the way Yannick Sinner sort of showed sympathy, spoke very well afterwards. All just great to watch some of the global sport happening around the world. Formula One, Nico Hulkenberg, his first podium in 15 years. That's what I wanted to talk about. 239 races, guys. Absolutely incredible. He's a huge underdog. For him to make a podium, I actually watched, funny enough, the Formula One movie with Brad Pitt in it last night with my wife. And that's why I pulled up this Formula One stat as Nico Hulkenberg got his first podium. And it was similar in that Brad Pitt movie. Go watch it. It was quite a nice watch. And that when I walked out of the cinema, I felt like I wanted to get in the car and put on a bit of speed in that and let that engine roar. Anyway, Jos Buttler, guys, there's been a lot of posts about me and him and our experiences together over the years. He, I must say, I do like this guy. So it was an interesting time during COVID as I got to know him a bit better, and we chatted about cricket quite often. But he's got his own podcast now alongside Stuart Broad, and there's been a lot of news around our relationship. And it was quite funny, this story. I was there this day. It was actually in the evening in Mumbai at the bar. We spoke to each other and said, let's go for a quick beer. I realized we were in the same city, and he brought I can't remember if they were married at that time, maybe engaged, maybe just got married, or maybe pregnant. There was some big news that recently happened as we met each other. Anyway, long story short, so it was quite a funny moment when she, or Louise, that's her name, turned around and said, AB, so from which part of New Zealand are you from? And Jos just blushed, and it looked like he wanted to hide. It was a very funny moment as he shared that on the podcast. Go check it out. It's really an entertaining podcast with him and Stuart Broad. I was invited, by the way, to join forces with him at some stage. So maybe when I go over to the UK on the 15th of July, I'm arrive on the 16th for the WTC. Maybe I will try and get on that podcast of theirs and we have a bit of a chat and a bit of banter. Are flat pitches and the Duke balls taking away from the essence of Test cricket in England? We'll discuss more of that, and we'll maybe even in that podcast ask Jos Buttler and Stuart Broad what they think about that. Let's move on to the CommBox then, guys. Some great comments from all of you, some love from all of you, and I really appreciate each and every one of you on the 360 show. Sujal, it's always a motivation, AB, when I see you around. Your every knock is stuck in my mind. It's a dream to meet you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to play a bit more cricket in the near future, so hopefully I'll score some more runs to give you more memories. I really hope so. I don't know what to expect. I am training very hard at the moment. I'm about to go and hit some balls after the show again. So hopefully I'll get into some form and score some runs. I must tell you, there's some doubts, as there always were, so it's nothing new for me. Dowlat, not sure how to pronounce that. Thanks for being a super fan. I've grown up watching you. Thanks for your memories. Farhan, would you rather fight one Gale-sized duck or 100 duck-sized Gale? It's a funny one. I am going to be fighting Mr. Gale really soon. They're up against us in our first game of the WTC West Indies against South Africa. I'm looking forward to that one, to see my good friend Christopher Henry Gale. Take it easy on us. I might bowl some off spin to you, Chris. So please, just blockings, no licking lips, no licking, just blocking. Just one duck, Gale, not 100 ducks. I don't want to give him 100 ducks. I'll just get him out for one duck with my magical off spin. I'm just kidding. I'm looking forward to see him again. Manoj, is Graeme Smith the greatest SA captain ever? Yes. Next question. Thanks, Manoj, for your love and your support. It's me, Raj. Do you think the new aggressive playing style of T20 will last long, or will the I think it will last. There's always space, I would say, for one, maybe two cement-like kind of players in your lineup. The rest needs to be explosive, firepower batters, more like the Jos Butlers of the world, the Sai Sudarshans, the Shubman Gill, who can play all kinds of gears from first to fifth gear. I don't think there is a spot anymore for a guy who can only get up to third or fourth gear. You need to be able to explode. And you also, it's ideal if you can play the other game, the third gear game as well. Anyway, long story short, there's no more room for a runner ball kind of stuff. A runner ball for an extended period of time and then explosion. And it's all about the synergy between you and your partner out there. How can you create pressure on the opposition? What kind of bowlers do you identify, and do you like to face? What kind of bowlers do I like? And to sort of use that synergy to really take the opposition down. Moving on to the next one. Too Cool for School is a new segment. Well, it's not brand new, but I want to remind those who haven't seen it before, just some different stuff that I pick up on socials. Here we have a snake, guys. Between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, it was a very weird thing that happened. A snake decided to join the cricket match. I'm not a big lover, and that's why I say it with almost zero emotion and disgust in a way. I haven't seen this in my entire life before. I never thought I would. It's an ugly looking big snake as well. I don't know what kind of snake that is. If you are from that area where that game was played, please let me know what snake that is. Is it venomous? Please tell me no. And what would happen to a snake like this that ends up on a cricket pitch or cricket park, at least, in between a crowd and all of that? I don't know. It is quite strange. Strangest thing I've seen on a cricket field, that's for sure. Maybe something that's a bit more stranger than that is that test match we played against Sri Lanka in Colombo, and Imran Tahir falling on his back when we tried to save that test match, almost being the Imi snake. That was the only other snake I ever saw on the cricket pitch. That is it. I'm back in the nets, guys, and I will be sending a short video soon, a bit of from AB to 360. I'm not going to do the coaching side of it. I'm sort of in the nets talking you through my mindset, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking of, what shots I like, what positions I enjoy, and what I don't enjoy. So let me know what you enjoy from that when you do see that. Aloha, it's that time again. It's a new week, it's Monday. It's time to get to work. This will not be an From AB to 360 show, but it will form part of that series, as I will be going to a different venue and I will be practicing in the indoor nets. I'm sure you've seen one of the videos before from that venue, but today is all about just spending an hour out there going through some of the basics, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's hit it. Yeah, the old RCB kit bag has come out. Tripod is ready. Bit of water. Let's have a look what's happening inside. Some extra gloves at least. Let's see this side. At least make sure I've got a helmet in there. Yep, there's the helmet, thigh pad, pads, box. I saw them. And last but not least, this is where the magic happens. The pups. 1, 2, 3 for the nets should be fine. Alright, let's go. And thank you very much for joining me on the 360 show this week. Like, share and subscribe. Follow me on socials. And I will be seeing you on 360 Live this coming weekend. Take care and have a great week. Bye now. Good day, guys. It's Shubman. Oh my gosh, the most better.